Hey guys, Dave from Dave's Glory Shopworks here, and on this video we're working at getting ready to do the electrical on Natalie's new shed. Well, new to her, one of the sheds from our property. But in doing so I had to learn, household wiring and electrical, and at least enough of it to be a little more than dangerous. And well, I've found some surprises on my old property here. Which doesn't surprise me, but come along, let's go have a look here. Now, as far as it all goes, the house works fine, the garage works fine, my well house works fine, but there's an inherent flaw in how everything's wired in, and you got to know the basics anyway. And the basics would be that you have your meter. And my meter is down on this telephone pole down here. Let me show you. So there is my meter, and it has its main breaker set up like they all do. And that goes to this junction port here on the garage that I've opened up to show you. Now, as you can see, there's no breaker here, and that's my issue. So these two big ones right here, this guy and that guy, and then the ground, are my main feed in, and that's fine. That's wired correctly. It looks junky, but it's wired perfectly fine. But after that, everything needs to have a main panel. So it goes from here to my house. This had to have been changed at some point when the garage was put up, because it didn't the garage wasn't here when the house was here, So anyway, goes to the house. The house has a main meter panel, no problem. Got a 100 amp circuit breaker like it should. But the garage and the well house and the old shed that used to be in this property that was wired in, they were treated like they used sub panels with no main shutoff breaker, and you're not supposed to do that. Now, they left them bonded, which means the neutral and the grounds are together, which is fine, but it's not fine. It's not proper. It's not to code. It's not full safety. So let me get this panel back on, and I'll show you what I got going on. All right, the main panel's back. Main hub. I call that a connection hub. And that's probably not the proper term for it, but anyway, the main connection hub is back on the cover. Like I said, the house, no problem. It's got a proper main panel that you would find in any house, and it's good to go. The garage, however, well, and these are things that I sort of felt were wrong, but yeah, you don't know for sure because you don't know the systems. Here's my garage panel, and if you look, no main circuit breaker. Now, like I said, everything is bonded, the grounds, and this comes in right here into the panel from the outside junction. No main breaker between it, and these are just circuit breakers. That's all. That's for my 220 power, and then I got outlets and lights. Pretty basic and simple. It's an old unit. Like, it's definitely not, state of the art by any stretch, but it works and it does the job. And the garage wiring seems to work fine. I don't have any weird faults or anything. It's the same way in my well house. I just have a 4-circuit like 4 circuit breaker panel in the well house. Again, no main breaker. And the reason why I'm going on about main breaker is after the meter, you're supposed to go to a main panel. And from that main panel, you can go to sub panels. And these are just sub panels. That's all they are. Yeah, you go from the main breaker, at like the meter and main breaker for the power in needs to go to a main breaker, and from there you can add sub panels all day long if it's a big enough, you know, panel. But when you're tying in before the main panel, whatever box you put in, whatever panel, has to be a main. It's got to have a circuit breaker. So I'm in a conundrum here, because well, it's not a conundrum. It's I don't have the resources to replace the panel in the garage here right now, and the panel in the well house right now, and put a main panel in the shed. What I do have is a sub panel for the shed, and it's new. It's never been installed. I mean, it's older. It's probably 10-15 years old, but it's in perfect shape, and I have circuit breakers for it and everything. So let's go look in the shed. Okay, in the shed right here is an old panel. I mean, this guy's like, look, it's got the old nylon covered, braided, shielded wires. Now they're not all that come out of it. There are some newer, like that's 14 3 that goes over to these plug-ins and all. And there's, you know, there's some wiring, there's some plug-ins in here and some boxes, and that's fine. I'm going to utilize some of those. But that panel, again, it's not a main panel, it's a sub panel. It's made to come from, like, if my garage panel had a main panel, I could come from it into here with the sub panel, legally, to code, boom boom, Bob's your uncle, everybody's happy. But for now, unfortunately, we just got some temporary lighting in here right now that's run from an extension cord from my not to code garage. But for now, what's going to happen is I am going to put a main panel against the wall over here, and that's just going to be the sub panel. Don't get me wrong, that is going to be temporary for the winter. We're gonna wire it up properly, set everything the way we need it to go, get the lighting in here, get it insulated, do all the things that are needed. And after that, that panel is going to sit. That section of wall is not going to get finished, because in the spring or summer I am going to buy 3 different size. I don't need 100 amp panels, but I need at least 60 amp for the shed here, and the garage should have a 60 or 100 because it uses a bit of power. I mean, it's only some simple circuits. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 circuit breakers, one being 220 power. In here I'm using literally 4 circuits, one 15 amp for the lights, one for electrical cords down this side, one for electrical cords down this side, and one more for a 20 amp circuit. Just in case Nat's using some heavier tools in here with woodworking, which is a thing. I don't think we need to do 220 in here, but it's very doable. But not needed for what she's doing, not for a long time anyway. But long story short, that's where my little nightmare is. I mean, guys, I have had surprise after surprise after surprise with this property. And I know it's, you know, I bought the place. Oh, turn the light out here. Now, I knowingly bought the place with, there was going to be things. I know the owners. I know how people operate when things are out of sight, out of mind. I'm guilty of it myself in the past. But when it comes to electrical work, I like it to be right, you know? I mean, red flags were up all over the place when we were making the deal on the property, but at the same time, where am I going to get 22 acres, a house, a garage, outbuildings, and all of it for the price I got it for? Not going to happen anywhere around here. So I lucked in and we took it. And I knew I'd be doing upgrades, but it seems like the upgrades pile up faster than the downtime in between. You know what I mean? But it's kind of a short video today. I just wanted to bring you guys in and show you where my head's at with what's going on with this place. So, all right, well, I'm rambling. So right now, I need this slightly warmer cold weather to do the work in the shed. We're not going to be doing any automotive work for the next couple of episodes probably. But rest assured, we will be back on the Fargo and getting it all dialed in. And in the springtime, I will be fixing all my panels, replacing them with proper main panels. But from Dave at Acreage Shopworks, appreciate every one of you. Thank you for all your subscriptions, and I'll see you on the next one.